Well, there have been a number of cases lately that have involved allegations of people preying on children. So how do you keep your kids safe, even recognizing signs? Jennifer Brown, the development director of STAR Standing Together Against Rape, is here. So first of all, Jennifer, what's your reaction to some of these things we've been hearing in the news lately involving allegations of kids with kids?
Always tragic. Always tragic. So sad.
First of all, as parents, you know, watching this, what's the teaching moment for people watching this and hearing about these things?
The teaching moment is that the majority of the time that this happens, it happens by somebody the child knows. On average, 30% of the time, it's a family member. 60% of the time, it's somebody that the family knows and trusts. So just pay real close attention to who your kid is spending time with and make sure that there is no one-on-one time with any certain adult.
So kids may not come out and say something is happening to them. As parents, we try to pick up signals. Well, what are some of those signals that parents might want to look for? A red flag?
Sometimes they make indirect kind of hints, like, I don't want to go to so-and-so's house anymore, or this is happening to my friend. And sometimes inadvertently parents discourage kids from disclosing when we say things like, you know, we talk to our kids about these things, and then we'll say, if anybody ever touches you, I'm going to kill him. Now that puts a child in a really difficult spot, and it actually deters them from disclosing. So we just have to be really careful about the things we say.
What other things do you think kids might do or say that we should try to pick up on?
Sometimes there are physical signs, like bruises or problems walking or going to the bathroom. And sometimes it's not so obvious. Some of the behavioral signs, like regressive behavior, if they go back to thumb sucking or bedwetting or not getting along with their peers, bathing too often or not often enough, things like that can be signs too.
So if a red flag does go up and we catch something, parents, then what do you do?
There are tons of resources out there online. STAR has a 24-hour crisis line where responders are trained to help navigate some of these questions, and that number is 276-7273. There's also a really good state website, reportchildabuse.alaska.gov, where there's a 1-800 reporting number. There are free trainings on how to get yourself informed on how to recognize those signs.
So if you pick up a sign or suspect a sign, how do you initiate the conversation with your child?
Very carefully.
Yes, I would imagine so.
Be aware of the surroundings. Make sure the child feels comfortable. Make sure the child feels like they're not in trouble and this is not their fault. And try not to pry too terribly much, but make it a comfortable, safe conversation, constantly reassuring them that they're not in any kind of trouble, just trying to keep them safe.
Sure. And you do some classes, or do you schedule with people to do different things? Can you tell us more about that?
We do. We have a prevention and education team that does age-appropriate presentations in elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools.
Okay.
And we can do them for businesses. And we do have a training coming up on May 22nd.
Okay.
Called Darkness to Light. And it's a 2-hour training from 12 to 2 p.m., mostly for caregivers now that kids are going to be out of school and with daycare providers or Boys and Girls Clubs, things like that. Training for those folks on what to look for and how to report.
And I know we have some information online so people can check that out at KTVA.com. Jennifer Brown with STAR, thanks for being here tonight.
Thanks for inviting me.
Appreciate your time. You're welcome.